What's up, everybody? We got a special treat for you guys today. We are the Combat Sports Report podcast, and we are joined today by a very special guest, Mr. Rafael the Cop Aronov, Israeli MMA fighter fighting in Cage Warriors. We are very excited to have you. You're coming off of a very big win, finish win against Brad Wheeler. Can you talk to us about that a little bit? What was your mindset going into that fight? It looked like there was a little bit of like tension in the build up, and then once you guys got in there, it was all guns blazing. So can you walk us through like what was going through your mind and how does it feel to have that win?
Yeah, so first of all, thanks for having me back. It's always a pleasure. Happy to be here. And yeah, about the fight, of course, the build-up was we both knew it's gonna be a banger. Uh, you can put aside all the stuff that happened pretty close to the fight. A post got uh pretty political. Cage Warriors posted a post with me and him, and in my picture, all with Israeli flag, And Brad, he responded to some of the comments there with the Palestinian flag, and yeah, he didn't get under my skin, although probably that's what he tried to do. But I've planned to, finish him, and I've put the best training camp ever for this fight, regardless of this post. So it just gave me a bit of sweeter taste to put the two three shots, before the ending sequence. So it didn't really matter what happened, all the build up. We both knew we are tough. We both knew we're gonna stand and bang, and eventually find out who has better chin and who can push harder. So I was ready for it, and I've planned to win this fight, and I knew this fight is the most important of my career so far, regardless of all other stuff. So you know,
Yeah, yeah. So it was a very dominant win, and I'm sure the outside noise kind of like made itself known. But you're a consummate professional. You paid attention to the fight. You stayed locked in, and dude, I was watching that fight. You kind of broke him down like from round one, like round one and two. You kind of like just collapsed his body. You broke him down, and then you got that TKO stoppage. So you're still on your war path. You're still going forward. You don't like the judges. It seems like you're allergic to the judge's decision. You
no.
only go for the finish and very exciting times. So Israel is kind of it looks like it's having a resurgence. I don't even know if you can say a resurgence because this seems like the first big wave of MMA coming out of Israel. So is there anybody that you have your eye on? Like training camp wise, or that you're just hearing about a lot, like locally in Israel? Are there any local guys that you want to like shout out to for us to keep an eye on?
Yeah, of course, we got Eli Barzilai fighting for LFA title soon. So that's definitely a guy that will be in the UFC by 2026. I'm confident about that. So we got him, and we got plenty of other fighters. For at the moment, I don't know who has a fight coming up, but of course we got. This is not the new generation, but we got Shimon Smotritsky, we got Nana Levy still going on, and so a bunch of fighters that are not that new, but from the new wave, we got some interesting guys as well here in the local scene that haven't even started fighting abroad yet. But we got Stav Koren, of course, also an Georgian Israeli undefeated fighter. So a few guys to put an eye on, Harel Cohen as well. So interesting names, undefeated names. There is still a few of them, and I'm sure the Israeli scene and the Israeli fighters are gonna get bigger and bigger, and we're gonna get take over. Cage Warriors is a home for a lot of Israeli fighters. My brother as well, Eli Aronov, and of
Mhm.
course. So a lot of other guys, Ras Bring, Itai Tretner, a lot of names, but the first guys I've mentioned are ones to put an eye on. And I believe in the next 2, 3 years, there's gonna be at least 4 or 5 guys in the UFC. And yeah, the sport is getting bigger. The local scene here is getting solid. The amateur scene and as well as the pro scene. It's a good time to be an Israeli MMA fighter overall. Definitely.
A- Absolutely. And you said Cage Warriors home to most of these Israeli MMA fighters. Is that for a specific reason?
Yeah, just I think myself as a fighter and as an agency, a run of agency, I kind of put the path to this because there was one fighter there before, but uh, since then it was long time ago, and since then there were no Cage Warriors fighters, and I was the first one for a long time. And then a bunch of guys just got in because I'm in a good relationship with the organization. They love having us, and it's a really good place for us. There is a lot of organizations that doesn't let you carry your flag on, like we saw with the Avat Hashem Gordon, and they put one championship, like they put the USA flag when he fought. I won't take none of this. I'm representing Israel always, and if they're gonna not let me raise my flag, I'm not fighting for them. So it's really a good place to be in because it doesn't matter who you are or what country you represent. They just let you be you and
Yeah.
represent whatever you want. And I really appreciate that, and I'm in a really good relationship with them. So yeah,
Awesome. And that's very commendable that they let you carry out the flag. I know we've seen a bunch of like situations, especially recently, like Shira Cohen. She was supposed to fight for the one championship title, and then half the story was that she was injured, and then the other half is people were saying that she wasn't injured and that one FC just didn't want her to fight because she's from Israel. So it looks
I
like
know
you're
from I know from a first source that she's not injured. She's healthy and well, and they just didn't give her the title shot because she's fighting out of Israel. That's it.
that's
There is
so
no
weird to me.
there is no two sides to this story.
Wow.
Oh my God.
That so why even set up the fight in the first place if they weren't going to let her come out? That's such a weird thing for ONE FC to do.
God knows. Maybe the organizations is wanted her to fight for the title because she really deserves it. And then when other guys, probably the money sources for these organizations, noticed Israeli fighting for a world title, they just told them to cut it, and
And
that's
they
how
did.
it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolute bullshit if that like
Yeah.
you're saying that's the case, and I absolutely believe you. So seems like complete and utter
To
bullshit for them to do that. And it
have,
seems like that's a big reason why a lot of fighters are leaving ONE FC because there's all this bureaucracy, all of this like headache. You got guys like Reiner the Ritter, you got guys like Marcus Bushesh Almeida coming over from ONE FC to UFC. It seems like UFC could also be like a safe haven, not really a safe haven, but like a place where a lot of UFC guys can just really represent their flag because they have people representing whatever flag they want. They got guys from Russia that are carrying the Russian flag. They let Bilal carry his flag. They let Natan Levy carry his flag. So it seems like they're a
Yeah.
pretty friendly promotion, and that's pretty obviously where every Israeli UFC fighter wants to end up, right? Is that the plan for you?
Yeah. So listen, realistically, I've got one more fight in Cage Warriors under my contract, and I'm 8-6, planning on ending my contract 9-6. But realistically, I'll be 31, and because of me being an agent as well, and I know how hard it is to get to the UFC. I'm not sure that's the right move for me. I'll see, if an opportunity presents itself, I won't say no. Of course, nobody won't say no.
Yeah.
But realistically, I just want to make a living out of this sport, and do it full time job. And if I want to do it that way, that might be a different path for me. But
Hmm.
we'll see. Right now I'm focusing on every fight at a time, and I think that's what makes the difference between the previous Rafael Aronov. I've always always looked too much forward, was focusing on I want to be in the UFC one day on the bigger goals. Right now I'm focusing on each task, and I've looked at Brad Wheeler as the toughest test of my career, and we been through Brad Wheeler very smoothly, and that's how we are gonna keep doing stuff for the next fight as well. We're gonna be focused on the next fight, and then we see. Right now, I don't want to rush stuff. I'm really enjoying the process. I'm mostly thankful to be able to do what I love. I've it was a really hard build up to the fight because of everything going on in here in Israel. I don't know if you can see it on my on the video screen, but the window behind me is still broken and the walls are broken because a missile from Iran fell uh, less than 100 meters away from my house two
Wow.
weeks before 2 weeks before the fight.
Oh,
And 4 weeks before the fight, as a special forces police officer, I was in Soroka hospital evacuating injured people, and I injured my knee doing so, and I wasn't able to grapple for 4 weeks leading up to the fight. I got stitches in my knee, and then infection in my knee. So, and just by the time I've been on the plane and flying already to London, that's when I knew there is a fight, and I'm gonna make weight and everything is okay. But by that time, at the morning of my flight, Yemen launched a missile to Israel, and there was alarms in center and in Ben Gurion as well. And my flight got delayed in 2 hours. So preparing for a fight, not knowing if you are going to fight, for 2 weeks with the war with Iran, we didn't have flights. Nobody knew what's up, what's happening, when it will over. So it was mentally, it was very hard preparing that way, you know. And so yeah, that's but we did it. And again, it was one of the toughest camps I have been through mentally mostly, and we did it. And I'm glad we did. And looking forward next camps, I'm gonna look back at this camp and I'm gonna say, you know, camps are kind of easy now when everything is good. So looking forward for what's next. I'm eyeing at least one more fight this year. We're only in July, so we got plenty of time. I'm mostly healthy, just took off the stitches today, looking good. Nothing serious, no serious injuries. I'm gonna be back to the gym probably next few days, and I'm looking forward for what's next. I think Brad Wheeler was a vet. 35 fights vet. I only had like less than half of his fights, so winning him being a PFL vet and an OG of the local English scene. I think I drew a lot of eyes, and mostly also because the way I fought him, I was willing to take one to give one, and I think people like this style. I really, when I did some interviews after the fight, and I said I'm the most exciting fighter outside of the UFC, and I really believe so. I don't think a lot of guys willing to fight the way I fight. And that's mostly because I know I lost before. I probably will lose again sometime at the future. So losing doesn't scares me. I just want to bring entertainment. And I know people here in Israel, and I know soon people around the world as well. They will tune in to watch me because each fight of mine, people are screaming at the screens and getting heart attacks.
Us included.
So
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
So,
I can't imagine what it's like to do a training camp. Like training camps are tough enough in themselves, but then
yeah,
having
but
to dodge missile fire, like that's on top of that, that's crazy.
and to get a win like that with all of that in mind is crazy.
yeah. This win meant so much to me. The times my country had been through, our country had been through. Um, the people are just seeking for good news to look at the news and see something good, something happy that's happening. I've dedicated my fight to Rei Biran, a guy. I flew to the fight on Thursday and Friday morning when I woke up at the hotel. I've arrived pretty late, cut weight, and then Friday when I wake up, first thing I saw in the morning when I opened my phone was it's called, I don't know how you say it in English, but Hutar lePirsum. It's the publish of the death of Rei Biran, officer in our army in Golani. So this guy, who I didn't even knew before, but his smile, dedicated fight to him. And later on, when I came back to Israel with the victory, I went to his family and conduct them. So yeah, uh, tough times here in Israel, but we are a tough nation,
Yes.
and we always rise up. And even when even when we are hurt, and people sacrificing their lives each and every day here in Israel for me, for us, for my family to be able to do what we love. And the minimum I could do for them is represent our flag proudly and raise it as high as I can on the biggest stages in front of the eyes of million people, on UFC Fight Pass. I think it means a lot for people. We all know what the Israeli flag mean to us, and I'm always, even in my losses, I'm gonna do that. So always trying to represent us on the best side.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, yeah. I mean, so in addition to that, like after you progress some more in your career, do you want to help bring more MMA promotions to Israel itself? Like, kind of, I remember there was something maybe on the Fight Pass a while back with
Yeah, there was something on Fight Pass called MMA Open. Listen, I'm definitely gonna play a big part of the future of MMA in Israel. I know that because right now I'm the only agent in Israel. I'm helping guys out to make the transition from local scene to the outside scene, let's say, a board scene. And I know I'm gonna be big part of the scene here in Israel. Right now, it's still not as I'm just not doing it. I'm not fully committed to it because I want to be a fighter. That's my true passion. But I know I won't be fighting like till 40. I'm just realistically, I've told myself and I've told my family that I'll be done probably at 35, 36 tops. So 4 or 5 years from now. And, so I'm preparing the field for something after because I'm still MMA is my life. I'm watching whatever, name it, UFC events from start to finish, PFL events, whatever, Bellator, whatever, Cage Warriors, LFA fights. I'm following all the prospects, the whatever, So it's just my life.
Yeah.
So I won't leave the sport ever, and it's gonna be part of my life till I die probably. So of course I'm looking for a way to be big part of the scene here in Israel in the future, and being the only agency right now here is a big part of it. And soon you're gonna see a lot of amateur fighters turn pro, and it's gonna build up in the future. We got big plans. But right now, my focus is on being the best fighter I can be, and to do so, I need to win the next one, and then good stuff, good things will happen in the future for me. Of course, I'm playing to make a living out of it. I'm sure I'm gonna be able to because of my style. I think organizations will love to have me. So we'll see what's next. I'm always saying it because Cage Warriors, as I told you before, they are really very nice to me, and I feel like home whenever I arrive there. The guys are very nice and very welcoming. So I'm gonna give them the first shot having me, and I'm grateful for them. I think without them, I'll be never if for the first fight with them, that's what made me. They gave me the stage, and they made me who I am. I'll be forever grateful for that. But we'll see what the future holds. We'll see. Who knows?
Yeah, absolutely. And you touched upon this a couple times, but you have a very fun fighting style, and I think it kind of like I don't know. I think it kind of speaks to the like who the Israeli people are in general. Like you just know judges are
How
not
quick?
needed. We're gonna finish this ourselves. So
Yeah.
it's strong people, strong fighting style, and I agree. I think whatever organization does get to keep you after this next fight on the last fight on your contract, I think they're going to be very lucky because
Oh yeah.
every single one of your fights that I've seen you fight, win or lose, it's always fight of the night in my
Oh
book.
yeah.
It's always a good time. So it's either I'm throwing something in my room or I'm screaming at my TV, but it's always a good time. So thank you for that, and I hope we get to see you keep fighting on Cage Warriors because that's a really big organization if we're being
Oh,
honest.
it is a big one. Really big.
Yeah, it's probably the biggest organization in the UK landscape
Europe.
that's not, yeah, probably in Europe. I mean, you can make an argument that KSW is a little bit bigger, but like most people that are like in the MMA world, they know about Cage Warriors way better than these other European organizations. So I think it's a great platform. I'm very happy to hear that they're treating you and other fighters well, and hopefully that continues, and hopefully they keep onboarding more and more Israeli fighters. That would be awesome to see if we got more Israeli fighters in Cage Warriors. We have like some
Yeah.
some way to showcase the Israeli talent because it kind of feels like there isn't really that right now, right? Like there's no local Israeli promotion that's like super big, right?
Yeah, there is I think consistency is the word here in Israel. A lot of organizations are open and then do event or two and then close because it's hard to make a living, a profit out of it here. So right now we got Collision, who also have an event come August 28th. So there it's will be fourth event for them, which is great. And an organization you should keep an eye on here in Israel.
Yeah.
And I'm also a friend with the promoter, and they're gonna stick here and make more events in the future. So I think it's gonna eventually we're gonna have a scene here in Israel. It'll take time, but eventually we'll have a scene here in Israel, and I think the future is bright. And a lot of young talent is coming up from the amateur scene, and they're gonna build up to the pro. They have the stage here in Israel, and they had the opportunity to represent on the, there's the World Championship in Georgia, stuff like that. So Israel, we have a delegation over there. So definitely a lot of guys you should keep an eye on. Interesting names, you know.
Yeah.
I think the future is bright and good times ahead of us in the MMA wise. Not
Mhm.
only MMA wise, you know.
Yeah,
The
like
future is
boxing.
bright.
Yeah.
Yeah, future is bright here in Israel. You know, we are. Joe Rogan always says, tough times create strong people. Strong people. You know, so we are right now strong people, and we are going through tough times, but good times are about to come. You know.
Absolutely. Tough times don't last, tough people do. Yeah,
Yeah.
Definitely.
absolutely. Um, Switching topics a little bit. Did you get a chance to watch UFC 318?
Ah, hell yeah.
What did you think of that? What did you think of the card and specifically the main event? The last time we'll ever see Dustin Poirier compete.
Yeah, true.
Man, man, that was, on one hand, it was very sad. On the other hand, just exactly the fight we have expected. And Dustin isn't, you cannot hate him, you know.
Yeah.
I'm looking up to him, you know. He's a family man, he's a good man, gives money to charity. You know, you cannot hate this guy, you know. So seeing him lose and get dropped, and was a bit sad. But on the other hand, as an MMA fan, and that was also my pick. You know, Cage Warriors posted the video not that long ago. I think 2 days ago. They asked us to pick, and I was the only one guy who picked Max Holloway to win, or maybe one more, but from the card we fought on. So I knew Max gonna win, and as an MMA fan wise, for us it's better Max to win because now the lightweight division is open. You know, you can rematch him with Topuria. You can throw Dan Hooker with him to a
Oh,
BMF title, which will be a sick fight.
Mhm.
There is plenty of opportunities and possibilities, and I've enjoyed, man, the beginning of the prelims, 6 or 7 finishes all in the first
yeah.
round. You know, it was crazy. Then we got some decisions, ups and downs. It was a very good fight night.
Yeah.
The crowd was crazy. The way they sent Dustin Poirier, off to his retirement was really emotional, and made me emotional a bit. But it was beautiful, and he definitely deserves it. And you know, it cannot be. It was a good night overall, I think.
Absolutely. Absolutely. His retirement kind of reminded me of Korean Zombie's retirement. Everybody was singing, everybody was like, you know, another
Shame they
legend being
didn't
sent
give him
off.
the Shame they didn't give him fight of the night, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brandon Allen and Marvin Vittori fought a good fight as well. So
absolutely.
was a
Was
tough
that your,
one to.
what was your favorite fight of the card besides?
Yeah, Max Holloway and Dustin Poirier. Max Holloway, by the way, is my favorite fighter in the current roster. He's my phone screenshot. So the moment he dropped Justin Gage's greatest
Yeah.
knockout in combat sports history, in my opinion, not only MMA. So he's my favorite fighter, and I knew he's gonna win, and
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to dispute that. That's got to be one of the greatest knockouts of all time. Just 1 second left after a 5 round war that he was winning basically every single
Crazy.
round.
And he
Oh my
put it
God.
to the ground again.
Yeah.
And Dustin
I
got
think,
clipped in the last 10
Dustin,
seconds.
yeah, Dustin clinched at the
yeah,
end.
and I think it's gonna be a must-do move in for a BMF now. It doesn't matter if Max always sticks to the bell or whoever. I think you're gonna make a rule if you want to be a BMF champion. You gotta punt to the ground in the 10 seconds of the final round and bang it out.
Yeah.
I think for BMF fights, they should just let the ref leave the octagon 10 seconds early before the last fight, and that's it.
Yeah,
Let him walk out. Just whatever happens, happens. But
yeah,
no, I think Max Holloway right now, I think that everybody, like the commentators talk about this all the time. People think that Max Holloway is a lot older than he is. He's only 33.
yeah.
And it seems like he had his prime already in the past. But now if you look at what he's doing at lightweight, it looks like he's having a second prime.
Yeah. People forget he started the UFC when he was 20, so he's not that old, and he didn't took that much of a damage. I think his chin still holds for itself, and plenty of options for him. Max Holloway, I'm looking forward for
Yeah,
what's next. Him and Ilya Tuporia at 155 is a different fight in my opinion.
Yeah.
Him go
absolutely.
dropping him dropping back down to 145 was a mistake in my opinion. Yeah, it's plenty of opportunities and options for him. Let's see what UFC holds for us. There's plenty
Absolutely.
of crazy fights ahead of us. 319. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
Oh man, who
Good
do you
time
got
to
for
be
that one?
a fan.
Yeah, absolutely. Who do you have winning 319, the main event?
BDP all day.
DDP. Oh,
I
interesting.
have to agree. I
I
mean,
think he's gonna surprise a lot of people.
Wow. Really? You think he's gonna finish
I
him, or you think he's gonna like drown him out
think,
in the decision?
yeah, I think he's gonna finish in fourth, fifth round.
Wow.
He's gonna test Hamzat right cardio. He's gonna stop his takedowns. I think it's gonna be a much closer fight than people think. You know, I've been following
Interesting.
DDP from his KSW days, so I'm very familiar with him, and I think he's gonna surprise a lot of people.
Absolutely. DDP is
yeah, he's something
he
else.
he
He's
he's
something else.
got he's got like a Looney Tunes type of fighting style, but when it comes down to it, he just does not know how to lose.
Yeah,
It
Yeah.
works.
it
It's
works.
crazy.
He's already
Yeah,
like been to the top. I mean, he's already beat his idol. He apparently idolizes Robert Whitaker and he fought him and he beat him, knocked him out.
He
yeah,
finished Whitaker. He finished Izzy. He's doing all the right things to become one of the best middleweights of all time.
Yeah.
definitely, definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely. We'll see. We'll see.
absolutely.
It's a very, very interesting matchup. I hope Hamzat shows up. That's my biggest concern. The Hamzat won't show up. Let's cross our fingers, and
Yeah.
Yeah. You think he won't show up as in like make weight?
I don't know. He's got more pullouts than fights.
Yeah. That's
That's
not
You
true.
possible.
know that
Yeah,
whatever. I heard rumors as well that he might retire if he wins the belt. I don't know if that's true. That's not true, but because of health issues, being an MMA fighter isn't the easiest job in the world. We've going through some stuff, but you know,
absolutely.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
on that though, I mean, speaking about like the MMA job, do you feel like, well, I know it's in your name, your nickname is the cop. Do you feel like being a cop also has kind of helped with the MMA more?
yeah, yeah, 100%. Being a cop here in Israel, what's the stuff I've been through here, and in the 7th of October, of course, and on a daily basis, when you've been through people shooting at you, and grenades been thrown at you, and kind of this kind of stuff on a daily basis. So all of a sudden, getting inside the ring and fighting a man with your bare hands doesn't seem that you know. It is still, of course, I won't lie. There is still, of course, adrenaline and excitement and all that, but it puts everything in a perspective. It's just no, I'm feeling blessed to do it, and it is. I'm having the time of my life when I'm inside a cage. So yeah, it definitely put the work as a policeman, as a special forces police officer, definitely puts stuff into perspective, and I think yeah, it is help. It helps me a lot to fight better inside the cage because yeah, the things we are going through here in Israel, not that easy to go through for each person. Need to be a different breed.
Yeah.
Um, I think that's also a big part of the fighter I am. I won't, you're gonna have to put me away, and I don't like the judges, as you guys said before. All my wins have come with through a stoppage. I've got a loss uh, with the decision with the guy who is now 11-0, four-time World Combat Sambo champion. But that's my only decision loss. So I'm always looking to finish the fight, even if in a cost of getting finished. So yeah, it's kind of part of my mentality. It's either me or him going out outside of this cage. That's the way I see it. And of course, after the fight, there is always respect. Also, part of our mentality here in Israel. When you go to war with somebody, doesn't matter defeat or a victory, you have respect for a guy. I have respect to Brad Wheeler as well. I went over and checked his hand, sorry, and you know, yeah, it is what it is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that's commendable. And I think that's something that I wouldn't really say it's missing in MMA right now, but it's a lot of people focus on these hype train guys like Conor McGregor and Sean O'Malley because like they kind of blow up these fights into this whole controversy and they kind of make it cool to not show respect to your opponent. But I think at the end of the day, if you ask people who their favorite fighters are always going to be guys that show respect, guys like Dustin Poirier, guys like Max Holloway. And I think there's something to that, to martial arts in general, that just teaches you like to be a better person character wise, you know? You go through all this hard work, you make yourself into a guy that's ready to fight somebody one on one into a cage. And for the vast majority of people, it changes who you are on the inside too. So I think that's something very beautiful about martial arts.
100%, bro. 100%.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The
And
most
just
beautiful sport there is.
Yes.
No
absolutely,
better sport.
absolutely. But it's kind of interesting though. Like on the outside to people who don't train, it's like super barbaric and super crazy and all of this stuff. You'll hear all these comments, but then for people who do train, it's like the most beautiful thing ever. And then you have like these two completely opposite views of the same sport, which is I think it's also like part of why it's such an interesting sport to watch.
I kind of
I
like,
think,
I said,
go ahead.
oh yeah, so I kind of understand like with that whole mentality, like why back in the day they used to like gladiators so much. Like it's entertainment. I mean, obviously there's no killing this time, but
I don't
it's
know, man. Did you see Gaethje versus Holloway? That was pretty
yeah,
close.
yeah, well, he almost died.
Yeah, listen, I think eventually people, what you call the casuals, I think eventually they are gonna understand that this is a sport, and people here in Israel have been talking to me, and more and more guys are understanding that it is a sport, and yeah, we bleed, yeah, we get injured, but eventually we accept that when we step inside that cage, and it's part of the sport. And it's a beautiful sport, man. It's I can't. There is no enough words, to say how much this sport means to me. And eventually, I think people it's gonna get bigger than the boxing. And
Oh
I
yeah.
think, in my
Yeah.
opinion, one day it's gonna be, gonna be there with the NBAs and
Yeah.
the footballs and whatever.
It's gonna be
In my
mainstream.
opinion.
Yeah, I think it's going to be there very soon, honestly. Because if you look at all these celebrities coming to these UFC fights, you have guys like the President of the United States coming with Mike Tyson, with Marco Rubio, with all of these other guys. just to watch UFC fights. They want to even have a UFC fight on the White House lawn.
Yeah.
Like
Great,
that's how mainstream. Like no other sport has done that.
I mean, also
great.
the FBI wants UFC fighters to train some of their personnel.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
It makes
Good
sense.
time. What?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Rafael, I know it's late by you, so we're gonna let you go. We don't want to take up too much of your time,
Yeah.
it's a late night. What time is it by you actually?
It's like,
So 11 p.m.
oh, yeah.
11 p.m. Yeah. Yeah.
Not that late.
But okay, okay. But just
Not too
yeah.
bad.
Always a
But
pleasure, guys. Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure as
thank
well.
you.
And
Same here.
yeah, before I go, always finish with the prayer for our hostages to come back home, and
Absolutely.
pray for the safe and success for our soldiers and police officers and every other guys who do stuff for this country. The
Yeah.
so yeah, mostly praying for their success and safe come back home. And our hostages again, we still got 50 hostages
Yeah.
there in Gaza, and they should come home back now as say ASAP. Yeah, it's
Absolutely.
we're Am Israel Chai, and we'll be we always do. We get over stuff, and we go through tough times, and we stand up, and we good times ahead.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Amen. Bezrat Hashem, they come home soon.
Salat Hashem. Yeah.
Amen.
Nothing can put us down. That's for sure.
Yeah, nothing can put us down. Not in the
Absolutely.
ring and not in life.
Yeah.
Never. Never. All
Never.
right.
Let's go, guys.
Well, Raphael, thank you so much for talking to us today. Always a pleasure to talk to you. You're our resident correspondent in Israel now. You're our guy on the other side. So thank you very much. We always appreciate having you on, and hopefully we talk again soon.
Yeah.
Hopefully, yeah, yeah. Hopefully, I'll have a good news for you guys soon.
Yes.
I already got the itch to come back. So I'll talk to the matchmakers soon, and maybe we'll have good news soon.
Yes. Can't wait.
Absolutely. We can't wait. I can't wait to see you fight again.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's soon.
I can't wait to fight again.
Wonder who's more excited.
Awesome. Awesome. Raphael, thank you so much. It's an honor. Guys, this has been our third interview on the Combat Sports Report podcast. Follow Rafael Aronov on shout out all your social medias wherever you have stuff. I don't know. Do you have Instagram? Do you have Facebook? All that stuff? Where can people find
Yeah,
you?
yeah. Yeah, Instagram, Rafael Aronov, just Rafaelaronov. Simple as that. Follow me on Instagram. I really appreciate that. I feel all the support. A lot of people have been messaging me, telling me I'm a hero to them, I'm an inspiration to them. Reading that is so inspiring for me, giving me so much power and so much motivation ahead of my next fight, knowing that I'm an example for kids here in Israel, and I'm making people happy, putting some joy on people's smiles on people's faces in these tough times. Them seeing the flag, and yeah, it just gives me a lot of power. Thank you. I really appreciate the support means a
Always.
lot for us fighters. Without the support, without the fans, we are nothing. So I always said that, and I always appreciate that. And I read each and every message, and I try to respond to all of them. And I really mostly thankful. That this is the life I've dreamed of, and I'm living the dream.
Yes, sir.
Amen. Amen. Hopefully this dream continues on and many more Israeli fighters get to experience it. So awesome.
Amen.
Amen. Awesome. Thank you, Rafael.
Thank you, guys.
All
Awesome.
Bye
right.
bye.
One.
Bye.
Can't wait to hear about your next fight.
Oops.